Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you two were the center of the world. So what is our Zen Fit today? I'm really surprised. I don't really surprise myself, but it's really interesting, that I get up in the morning and I get a cup of coffee and like everyone, I'm groggy and what am I going, nothing, empty, and I sit down and somebody has made a response on one of my posts from yesterday, and I type out a response to it, and I realize, wow, there's my talk, there's my Zen Fit. So I get a second cup of coffee and I come in and turn on the iPad and I unload my Zen Fit. So today's Zen Fit is the two faces of Buddha. The two faces of, there's the Janus god in Roman mythology is a god with two faces. Kind of like two faces. And this is, and so, but what is the one God? See, now if you say Janus got two faces, but let there be one is the commandment of God, is the commandment of the universe. They're not two worlds, unless you're schizophrenic, or if you have a walleye and you see two worlds and you have to close one eye to see one. There is one, you see. Whatever you see is one, unless you got a walleye. Or unless you're schizophrenic. Now this is kind of a metaphorical schizophrenic, not the medical one, but the idea that you're seeing two realities and you're not quite sure which one is real. Are the voices real? Or is your voice real? It may not be schizophrenia. It may be a form of mania or bipolar. But the idea is I don't know what's real. Jake Sully in Avatar, you saw the movie, I hope, had a schizophrenic break. He was caught in a no man's land. He described it. He said, I was rejected by the sky people, rejected by the Navi. I don't know which is the dream and which is real. He was in a form of a whiteout, a psychosis. He didn't know what was one. Reality presented it as two, and both were valid, but they were incompatible. You couldn't mix them together. So what you have is, metaphorically, I guess, the Janus god, the god with two faces. Now the question is, what is the one God? And this is your question. This is the Zen question. Who are you? What is the one you? When your reality receive is two. Is it this or that? This two reality is Catch-22. And we see the movie Catch-22? Catch-22? It's like the carnivorous island in the Life of Pi. Yes is no. No is yes. What is the one? I don't know. This yes over here turns into no. This yes over here turns into no. Everything is turning into its opposite. Where is the one, you see? Where is the one? So this is, I hold this up too, because this is also a Gestalt image for this ambiguity of the one. Is the one the old hag? See, the old hag here is her right eye and her big old nose and her mouth? Or is it the princess? This is the princess's right cheek and she's looking away and that's her little eyelash there and that's a necklace, you see, and that's her ear. So this is a Janus picture. What is the one? Well, if you say it's the hag, you're wrong, because if you focus on the hag, it turns into the princess. So I say, oh, well, it's the princess. I can't see the hag. But if you look at the princess and stare at it, it turns into the hag. So whatever you focus on, it turns into its opposite. You can do this just by playing with it. So anyway, what is the one Buddha? The Buddha has two faces. Now, what are the two faces? Christianity had the same problem. The Protestants came in and began to look for the historical Jesus. In other words, they get, who is Jesus? Well, he's not the Jesus of the Catholics, because that Jesus is not based in evidence or facts. It's not form. It cannot be analyzed. It can't be known. It's kind of mystical. You see, it's kind of unknowable. We want something concrete. Truth, said Descartes, is clear and distinct ideas. Truth is not ambiguous. Truth is not mystical. It's not magical. It can be known. And this is the truth of the modern world. Truth can be known, and you can make it conscious with clear and distinct ideas. Boom, that's science. Until you get to quantum, but we're not, But science, was based in truth, is discoverable. Everything can be made conscious, given enough time or computer power. Everything can be known. Everything is knowable. Even Freud got into this. Healing or true individuality is when you make the unconscious conscious. So the whole goal of therapy is to dig down in the unconscious, the unknowable, and make it conscious. So consciousness is God. Consciousness is the one in the modern world. Consciousness is supreme. But what is consciousness? Here we get into the ambiguity of it. We're all conscious, yet we're all screwed up. Because we look at the world with two eyes, with dual eyes, you see. This or that, yes or no, what is it? Which is the best choice, you see? Everything comes in twos, like on Noah's Ark. Getting back to my little thing, say, which is the best? Well, the princess is the best choice. Be the princess. Get rid of the hag. Get rid of the hag. Self-improve. Study, practice Buddhism, and you'll be a prince or a princess. Don't be a hag. Don't believe you're a hag. Be a princess, you see? But the princess is the hag and the hag is the princess. So we come to a point where, oh shit, they're changing like a teeter-totter. Now I feel terrible. Now I feel like a hag, you see? I'm unworthy. Nobody loves me. And then somebody says, oh, I love you, and then you feel like a princess. Or we get romance. The reason we love to fall in love is because the other makes me feel like a prince or a princess. I become their one, you see? Or he becomes mine. So the world, all the women are running around, is that the one? Is that the one? Is that Mr. Right? Is she it? Is she the princess? Is she your goddess? Is he your god? We're looking for the one. We're looking for the one. But how long does a romance last? Pretty soon, the princess has warts. The prince leaves his socks out and gets drunk and beats you up. We're back to looking for the one. Well, this isn't the one. I'm getting out of here. There's a one out there somewhere. I'll find him. I'll find her, you see. Or get the job. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. In 2 weeks, the boss dumps on you, makes you feel like crap, and you feel like you're a robot, and this isn't the one. But I'll stick it out till I get retired. There's security. But it's not the one. So anyway, I digressed in my wandering to find the Buddha that is the one. Well, we just like in Christianity, the Protestants came in and began to search for the historical Jesus. And now we have evangelicals. The evangelicals, God bless their soul, must believe that the Bible is literally true, is historic. That means historical. That means that Noah's Ark and the cross was a historical fact, and that if you dug and you could find the Grail, somebody buried there, or the Ark is buried in the sand, or you could find the petrified wood of the Ark We're going to prove the historical truth of it, you see. It's clear and distinct. See, I found the petrified wood of the ark. That's a clear and distinct fact. And that proves that the ark existed and that the Bible was historical truth and that there was a flood and the earth is only 5,000 years old. Well, you know, you can hold on that, but you're going to be in a small group. Anyway, but you see the idea. We have put, same with Buddha. Now, one of my favorite groups is secular Buddhism. I like it because the people there, my friends there, the people that comment there are inquiring minds. And they love to pick me apart. I post on there, and they're intellectually sharp. They're looking for clear and distinct ideas. They don't want mysticism. They don't want no ambiguity. They want clear and distinct ideas. And I don't write with clear and distinct ideas. I write metaphorically, like poetry. I'm really writing poetry. You can't pick poetry apart with reason. There's no clear and distinct ideas in poetry, you see. In poetry, you combine the opposites to get I see what he's pointing to. But it's not clear, you see. It's pointing to. So there's a discovery there. In poetry, you're invited to discover the oneness that the poet feels, who wrote the poem, which contains the ambiguity, like a light bulb in a bottle, to light you up. But prose is clear. Prose is descriptive. There's a difference between a poem and a manual to fix your computer. So the secular Buddha, and I'll call this the objective Buddha, the historical Buddha, wants clear and distinct ideas. It wants facts, and it wants logical steps of things you can do to fix the computer, to fix yourself, and it wants it to be reasonable, attainable, logical, and most definitely clear. So there's no fuzziness in there. There's no ambiguity, you see. It's the one, and this is it. But it's objective. And this is the same in Christianity when the Protestants came and began to search for the historical Jesus. The Catholics didn't search for the historical Jesus. For them, religion was poetry, metaphorical. It was not logical, but there was logic. But in the Catholic Holy Roman Empire, the Catholic Holy Roman Church that lasted for 1,000 years, you see, this contained the core of mysticism. All of our great Christian mystics were in the Middle Ages. St. Thomas, St. Francis, St. John of the Cross, St. Teresa, Eckhart, Meister Eckhart. We quote them all and put them on Facebook and put banners up and we quote them, you see. This was the mystical core of the Catholicism. For those who wanted to go deep, you could go you could go deep into it. But then the Protestants came, wiped it all out and said, no, it's in time and history, and Jesus was a real man. And Jesus was God, the one, but he was also man. So he was God and he was man. And in order to prove Jesus existed, we have to find the historical tracks, you see. The real truth, or history. So right there, you see, you got two Jesuses. You got the historical Jesus, the man Jesus. And so the evangelicals say, well, the man Jesus was God. But see, God is ambiguous. God is unknowable. God is not clear and distinct. So you have a juxtaposition of two Jesuses. One, I want it to be clear and distinct and historical and to have real facts here. The three wise men actually existed, and we can find out who their relatives, so forth, yada, yada. historical. At the same time, he's God. At the same time, he's unknowable. God, you can't know God and put him in a bottle. Jews, the Old Testament, you didn't even name. You can't even name God. And today, a lot of people write G/D. I don't want to name God. Can't catch him in a bottle. Can't make him clear and distinct. If you make him God clear and distinct, you killed him. There it is, over there, clear and distinct. Now what? It's just information. Put it on Google. Anything that's clear and distinct, you can find it on Google. But what do you got? Information. Information. So we're looking for the two faces of Buddha, if I can get to it. You got the objective Buddha, the secular Buddha, the historical Buddha, who laid down a plan as clear as a manual, and you just follow these steps, and you'll get to the end of duality. You'll get to the one. You'll get to the one. You'll get to the one. That's the cessation of suffering. When there's suffering is because there's two, and I don't know which is the one. The end of suffering is the end of two. Everybody wants to be one. The Super Bowl. So there's a whole year of suffering until finally one of them gets, wow, 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 boom, I'm the one, and everybody's ecstatic. But it's a game in time. You start next year. But what is the game of life, you see? Are we just going from one job to another? Well, this is the one. This is the car. This is the best vacuum cleaner. This is the one. Oh, wait a minute. It's crapped out. It's no good. So we're always searching for the one, getting the one, and losing the one. Because we're looking in the wrong place for the one. We're looking in the wrong place. We're looking where consciousness is. We're looking in consciousness to find the one. But consciousness works with two. Consciousness is a duality operating system that works like the princess and the hag. This is a metaphor for our consciousness. One minute I feel like the hag, the next minute I feel on top. I'm top, king of the world. In the movie Titanic, I'm king of the world. The next minute he's in sunk. You see, so in life, the conscious mind is a teeter-totter. I'm up, I'm down, I'm down, uphill. Well, we can't stop the swing unless we sit on the park bench and observe my mind as a teeter-totter. Now, what's going on? Well, now we've discovered the subjective Buddha. The objective Buddha is trying to find the Buddha on the teeter-totter, a clear and distinct up. I want to be up, clear and distinct. I don't want any down. Trump got elected on that. I'll always be up. You'll always be up. No down, no losing. You see, look what happened. Down, 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 you see. Boom, boom, boom. Up is down, down is up. Catch 22. Can't stop the merry-go-round. See. So the search for the historical Buddha, the secular Buddha, the man Buddha, you know, is just one end of the teeter-totter. Is it true? I mean, I'm not saying this is not true. This is one Buddha. But there is a subjective Buddha, using that word really not with a subjective word that means my little subjective feelings, but interior maybe, subjective with an S, as a different viewpoint. Just right here in this room. The objective viewpoint is that I'm an object, a thing, a person. You can censor. My senses. I'm clear and distinct. I'm not fuzzy. Hopefully, I'm not two. I'm not acting. I mean, I'm one person, and everything in here is one. Everything in here is one. You see. Point to whatever I hold up. It's a martini glass, you see. It's one martini glass. It's not two, unless you've got a walleye. But then look at the martini glass for a minute. Wait, there's one, there's a monkey here, and there's a monkey here. All right? So the objective view is that it's clear and distinct. But then the inside, the subjective view, is that there's two. Now, which one is the clear and distinct monkey? Well, I don't know. There's two. You see? Which is clear and distinct? Is this the princess? Is this picture of the princess, or is it a picture of the hag? It's ambiguous. They flip back and forth. I don't know. I don't know. So here again, you see the objective is a whole glass. Oh yeah, it's clear and distinct. You see, it makes noises. It's made of glass. I can do a study on this and how it's made and who made it and why they made it and how many are there, and all quantitative, you see. I can collect them like my uncle. I can be an expert on it. I can be a martini expert on what is a martini glass. That's the objective view, clear and distinct. It's in history, it's in time. This is in time right now, here. There was a time when it was a melted glass, but then where did that begin? And there'll be a time when I drop it and it breaks. But then where does the glass go? Where is the end of the martini glass? Where is the beginning? Oh, you can't really say, it's arbitrary. But anyway, for now, it's clear and distinct, you see. But at the same time, there's a monkey mind here. This or that. Which is it? I can't choose. In certain situations, we arrive at a place of the teeter-totter where you don't know what to do. Where no matter what you choose, it's no good. This is a dilemma. It's called the horns of the dilemma. You're caught on one horn, and you think you've got one horn, I got it, but the other horn gores you. Oh, well, I grab the other horn and the other one. Up, down, down, up. Yes is no, no is yes, you see. The horns of a dilemma. The cow jumps over that moon. So the historical Buddha, or the historical Jesus, ends up with a dilemma, you see. Is Jesus God or man? One or the other. Clear and distinct God, or clear and distinct man, or both. Is it one monkey or the other? Is one monkey Jesus is man, Buddha is man? Or do we have here Buddha is not God as another thing, but is Buddha formless or transcendent, you see? Form is clear and distinct. This is a form. It's clear and distinct glass. That's a form. But then it's empty, said Zen, you see. So there's two glasses here. There's the form glass, the form, and then there's the formless glass. The formless, or the empty, or the we'll say transcendent. What is beyond the two? This, the form and not form. There's two here. There's this, and then there's the room. The glass is this because it's not the room. The glass is the glass, or the form, or the one, because it's not the background, the rest of the room. But the rest of the room is one. There's one room that includes all you see here. That's one. And then there's this. So there's two ones. There's the wide, expanding one that includes everything, and then there's the local one. So the two Buddhas, there's the local Buddha. He's historical, clear and distinct ideas. He laid down a path, 8 steps, and you'll be enlightenment. If you're not enlightened, well, you need to do more. You need to practice a little more. You're not sincere, you see. But it'll work if you keep working at it. So, but then you see, that's the one Buddha. That's the historical Buddha. That's the form Buddha. So what is the empty Buddha? Well, the empty Buddha is everything. The whole background. That includes, the background room includes, you see, the whole, this metaphorically speaking, the whole world is this room. You see it right here. It's all this stuff here. That's the whole. For this situation, if I took this camera outside, well, then it'd be the street. Or if I stood in Main Street and down, it'd be the town. But nevertheless, it's the room or the situation that contains the forms, the things, you see. So this is contained or is part of. But this is different from the room, but they can't be separated. You can't take this out of the room. You can imagine, oh, you throw it away. Well, then it's in another room. So you can't get the thing out of the room. You can't get the thing out of the whole. So what's the whole? It's Buddha. It's Buddha, you see. So that's the subjective or the transcendent Buddha that is everywhere. So everything. So then the Zen comes along and says, well, from the beginning, all beings are Buddha. All beings are Buddha. Well, that makes no sense in the secular mind, in the form mind, in the science mind, in the choosing mind, you see, when everything is clear and distinct. That's not clear and distinct. Everything is Buddha. It's like there's no, you can see the room here is everything, but you can't name anything in it, because if you name something, it's pulled out of the room. This is a martini glass. I've pulled it out. But say, look at, where is this? So now look at this, all right? This is the one. Where'd the martini glass go? Oh, here it is. Now this is the one. Where did the little monk, the little Buddha go? Oh, here it is. This is the one. Whatever you look at is the one. It's clear and distinct. This is the clear and distinct one. But I can switch around like a flashlight. Oh, now this is the one. Or, in other words, mind is like the form mind. The mind that sees form is like a flashlight, and it roams around the background, picking out things to look at, you see. Now look at this cup. Isn't this where did the glass go? We're looking at, now this is the one, you see. So the one in the objective Buddha, you're always looking for the one. But if you're aware of the background, not looking at the background as something, but aware as the background, if you are aware as your situation, if you're dancing, you're either looking at the dance from oh, there's a dance over there. I don't know if I want to jump in. But if you do jump into the dance and lose yourself in the dance, you are the dance. Unless somebody says, oh, you're a stupid dancer, and suddenly you're outside of the dance now, thinking, oh, I shouldn't be dancing. I'm self-conscious. So we do this all the time. We are the situation, and then we are aware of the situation. I think, oh, this could be a better situation. Or how long is this situation going to last, you see? That's the historical. That's the form of it. The form is in time. This is in time. But the whole is not in time, because the whole includes time. So the formless Buddha is the Buddha of Zen, which is Buddhism, but it's more pointed on breaking through the veil of ignorance, which is separation, said Buddha. Suffering. All life is suffering. All life is the mind that separates everything into things, clear and distinct things. That creates the suffering, because we've lost the whole. We've lost the transcendent Buddha. We've lost the mystical Buddha, you see, where from the beginning all beings are Buddha and you are it. Thanks for dropping in. Wow. Didn't know if I was going to wind this up or not. Thanks for hanging in there.